Ever felt like you have no motivation to do anything? You're not alone. Let's talk about a man named John. He's just like you and me. John found himself in a pit of inertia, a rut, if you will, where motivation seemed like a distant memory. Each dawn greeted him with promises of potential, but as the hours ticked away, so did his drive. The couch became his sanctuary, a comfort zone from which he observed life passing him by. The world outside moved at its usual pace, but for John, time stood still. He was stuck, trapped in an endless loop of nothingness, his days filled with a monotony that sapped him of his vigor. This unproductive state, this lack of motivation, was like a thick fog that clouded his vision, making every task seem Herculean, every opportunity a challenge too daunting to undertake. But the question is, did John stay stuck in his rut? No, he didn't, and neither should you. John decided to take control. He realized that waiting for motivation to strike was not going to work. You see, John had hit a wall. He was trapped in a cycle of waiting, hoping, and wishing for motivation to appear. But the more he waited, the less he did, and the less he did, the more his motivation waned. It was a vicious cycle, a downward spiral that was taking him nowhere. But then it dawned on him, a simple yet profound realization. He understood that motivation was not some mystical force that would suddenly descend upon him. Instead, it was a byproduct of action. Yes, action, not waiting, was the key to motivation. John decided to put this newfound understanding into practice. He started off small, acknowledging the fact that change is a process, not an event. He didn't set out to run a marathon or lift heavy weights. No, he decided to do something much simpler, yet equally powerful. He chose to put on his workout clothes. Just that. Nothing more, nothing less. It was a small step, a seemingly insignificant action, but it was a start, a declaration of intent. Then he took a deep breath. This was not just any breath. It was a breath of determination, a breath of resolve. It was the breath that marked the beginning of his journey. And then he did a push-up, just one. It was not about the number, it was about the action. It was about breaking the inertia, about overcoming the resistance. That single push-up was a testament to his commitment, a symbol of his willingness to act. With every push-up, every breath, every action, John was stoking the fires of motivation. He was creating momentum, building up a rhythm, and as he did, he could feel it, the spark of motivation that had eluded him for so long. John's journey had just begun, but he was already feeling a spark of motivation. It was not the end, it was just the beginning. But it was a beginning filled with promise, with hope, and most importantly, with action. John's decision to act despite his lack of motivation was the turning point. This was the moment when the scales tipped, when he decided to step off the couch and into his workout gear. You see, John found himself in a peculiar situation. He didn't have the energy to get up, but he realized that he needed to move to create that energy. It was a paradoxical situation, but he decided to challenge it head-on. He started small, with just one push-up, one sit-up, one step on the treadmill. The first step was hard, no doubt. It was like pushing against a colossal wave. But he didn't let that stop him. He pushed, he panted, he persevered. And with each push, each pant, each moment of perseverance, he started to feel a change. A spark started to glow within him, a spark that started to grow brighter with every action he took. It wasn't an overnight transformation, it was a gradual process, a series of small wins that started to build up. Each day he worked out, he felt a little bit stronger, a little bit more motivated. The more he acted, the more the energy built. The more the energy built, the more he wanted to act. It was a positive feedback loop, a cycle of action and motivation that fed into each other. And here's the interesting part. The motivation wasn't just limited to his workouts. It started to spill over into other areas of his life. He started to feel more motivated at work, more motivated to pursue his hobbies, more motivated to connect with his friends and family. His whole life started to change, all because he decided to take that first step. John's story is a testament to the power of action. It shows us that motivation isn't something that magically appears. It's something that we create, that we cultivate through our actions. It's a reminder that even when we feel stuck, even when we feel unmotivated, we have the power to change our situation, to change our mindset by taking action. John discovered a powerful truth. Action creates motivation. Now, it's your turn. Are you waiting for motivation to strike, or are you ready to take action? Think about it. How often have we found ourselves marooned on the sofa waiting for a bolt of inspiration to hit us? But the truth is, motivation is not a lightning bolt. It doesn't strike, it's something we have to ignite. You might think, well, I don't feel like starting, I just don't have the energy. But let me tell you a secret. You don't need to have the energy to start, you just need to start. Take the example of John, who we discussed earlier. He didn't wait for a surge of motivation to hit him before starting his fitness journey, he simply started. It was a small step, a single push-up, but it was a step in the right direction. And that's what you need to do as well. Start small. Write a single sentence if you want to write a book. Run for a minute if you want to run a marathon. Cook a simple meal if you want to become a chef. These small steps are the sparks that ignite the fire of motivation. As you take these steps, you'll find something incredible happening. You'll find that the action itself creates motivation. You'll start feeling a sense of achievement. You'll start feeling a sense of progress. And these feelings will fuel your motivation. Remember, it's not about waiting for the perfect moment. It's not about waiting for the stars to align. It's about taking that first step. It's about action. So don't wait. Don't wait for motivation to strike. Strike first. Create your own motivation. Ignite your own fire. And as you do, remember this. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Your journey, your transformation, your success, it all starts with that first step. So don't delay it. Embrace it. Remember, motivation isn't something that just happens. It's something you create through action. So what are you waiting for?